You promise to share. Don't you know it's the nation you put on to shame? For the Gambia, our homeland, that all may live in peace in this land. Patriotism, please open the doors. Let every man encourage each other. Let every man encourage each other. Where is the love that you promised to share? Don't you know it's the nation you put on to shame? For the Gambia, our homeland, that all may live in peace in this land. Patriotism, please open the doors. Let every man encourage each other. Cause the nation we build is the nation we live in. The children we teach, these children we lead. Build them stronger, give them encouragement. Amalu Muhammad,
wala mbaa China because ñu suñ xale ni lañu gis ma dinañ ko dee manqué rek ñu ngi vlog bu baax Tenga su cubrir. Mana masuk B.
Sane. The land was leased to Yaya Jammeh in 2007. We have an unregistered lease here together with the letter from the Alcalo and community.
Okay, how can somebody assist with the documents? 194 hectares.
194.21 hectares.
That's about 1 kilometer by 3 kilometers. Okay. There seems to be a neighboring plot with the name Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jammeh as well.
Pardon?
There seems to be a neighboring plot. To the left. Mr. Jane, to the left. You have a neighboring plot with Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jammeh. Is that the subject matter of another lease, Mr. Balde? Because that's the only Combo East property.
We need to verify
in Busra.
Property because we've not been to the place.
Yes, but if you look at the plan,
yes, ma'am.
To the left of the plan is another property, which has the name of Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jammeh, towards the laterite road.
This is what I'm saying. We will need to verify that plot, okay. Further.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't investigated the other property?
We only investigated for the one we have there now, because we have only, that document for the one we have there now.
Okay, but I should have thought it would be obvious if you see on the sketch plan that the neighboring land belongs to the ex-president. All right. Anyway, we have the lease. It's not dated, and it's not registered.
It's not
Maybe
registered, no.
Lands, Director of Lands, do you have the file.
I'm Kewasisi, Director of Lands and Service. The plan I have in the file here.
Sorry, who's speaking? Mr. Sise?
Pardon?
Could you state your name for the record?
Yeah. I'm Kewasisi, Director of Lands and Service. The plan I have here differs from the one on the board, but yet still their sizes are the same, 194 hectares.
Do you have the file?
Yes,
For
I have the
Busura?
file.
Are you saying it's different?
Yeah, the plan differs from that order, the one on the board there. But yes,
Can I have a look at what you have, please? Is it a lease to Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abdul Aziz James Junkung Jame?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the name on it.
Yes.
Can I see what you have? Yes, the plan I have is the same as what you have. It's what is on what is being projected that seems to be slightly different. Can you expand on the plan? Mr. Jane, can you expand on that plan? It seems to be different.
Hello? Yeah.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's the same actually, 194 hectares. I think it must be the same. What is written on it? Is it 194 hectares? I can't see it from here. Yes, 194, 2.21. I believe it's the same. What we don't have is the serial registration number. I'll just have your file admitted as well, if you don't mind. It's the same.
Same.
Yes. We'll check with the Registrar General whether there's a serial registration number. There should be. Okay, let's move on to the second one.
The second one is Duasu in Combo East with serial number
Hold on,
P27.
sorry. I think it was mentioned that this Busura property has been leased.
It's leased, but we don't have the lease number.
Okay, very well.
Yes, because the number we have, the document we have is from Lands Office records. Registrar General will have to produce the registered lease.
Okay, you can go on.
The second one we have is Duasu, Combo East, and its serial number P27/2010. The Alcalo of the village, elders and community of the village allocated the land measuring 28.85 hectares to Yahya Jammeh in 2010 and was witnessed by Basirat B. Jaju, Burama Masi K. Monjai, and there is a technical error here. It was leased to Yahya Jammeh in March 2010. We have the lease here and the letter from the Alcalo and the community.
Where is this village, Duasu?
Duasu is in Combo East.
Yes, where?
Duasu is around, we've not been to the place, but it's around, Jiboro.
Okay. All right, you have the list. Director Sise, do you have the file?
No, ma'am.
Can you take notes so that you can?
Kewasisi, Director of Lands and Service.
The lease is SR number 27 of 2010.
We don't have the file with us now, but I believe the file will be in Brikama because Duasu is in Combo East,
Combo
which is in the
East.
province.
Yes. It's on
So
the
the
west
file will
coast
be at
region.
the Commissioner's office.
How big is the land?
is 28.85 hectares.
The way this sketch plan was photocopied, we don't have the sketch plan attached to the lease. It's in portions. Do you have the entire sketch plan?
Yes, there is one, the entire sketch.
This is the unsurveyed sketch plan from the governor's office. It's about 525 meters by 625 meters. We'll need to have the original lease so we can see the sketch plan properly. Can you read, Register General should be informed so that the original list can be provided.
Okay, ma'am.
Third property?
The third property is in Casa Kunda, Combo Central. The Alcalo Momodu Standing Jalo, his brothers and elders of the community of the village allocated a land to Yaya Jammeh in a letter dated 10th December 2009, signed by the Alcalo, Momodu Jau, Ablai Sabali, and Cherno Sabali, witnessed by Bakari Sane and Serif Ajay Jane, former chief of the district. The land measures 623 by 215 by 205.
Okay. So that's fine, we can see. That's a lot of measurements that you put in. It's irregular, it's an irregular shape.
What we have here is only the confirmation letter from the Alcalo and the sketch plan. We don't have the lease.
Do you have the size of the land in square meters? The size of the land in square meters or hectares?
Well,
all you have is the measurements of each angle.
No, we don't have it in hectares. We only have it by meters here.
Okay. Mr. Sise, do you have a record of this land?
Kebas is the Director of Lands and Surveys. We don't have a file for this.
You don't have a file. We don't know whether it was leased.
No idea.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Punjajana, a surveyor. This one is not a lease. It's a freehold property.
Sorry, Mr. Jane.
I said it's a freehold property. It's demarcated and there are pillars around it, but it's not a lease.
It's not leased?
No, ma'am.
How did you find out about the land, Mr. Balde?
How did we?
How did you find out about this land?
It was this, letter that we saw. The letter from the Alcalo and the communities.
All right, thank you. We can move on to the fourth property.
The fourth property is Sioni, Combo Central. It's a land measuring 40 by 45 hectares and was leased to Yaya Jammeh in 2007 by the Secretary of State responsible for land matters. We have, an unregistered lease here and the sketch plan. Like the one in Busra, the first property that we had, this is the adjoining one. This is the one that is showing in the sketch there.
Ah, the one that is showing, okay. But it's a different village?
I think they are neighbors.
Neighboring villages?
It's the neighboring village.
Mr. Sise, you have the file?
Yes, I have the file. Mr. Sise, Director of Lands and Surveys.
How did the Secretary of State come to be leasing this land?
Pardon?
Is there anything to show that anybody gave the ex-president this land before it was leased?
We only have an application for lease and then certificate of occupancy signed by the district authority.
Okay. All right, thank you. Can we have the file?
Okay, ma'am.
The fifth property?
The fifth property is in Dasilame, Combo Central, and is serial number 376215. The Alcalo Jaffer Bojang of the village and Ismaila Sambo, inheritors of a land in the village, allocated a land measuring 246.82 hectares to Yaya Jammeh through a letter dated 11 January 2010, signed by Lamin Mane, Ismaila Sambo, and Malandin Demba. It was leased in August 2015. We have the lease here 376 and another unregistered lease. According to what I understand from the director of lands, there are 4 properties, but we got only one here. You will be able to explain the rest of the other 2.
Director of lands is here. You can explain.
Hello, Kewas. I'm Kewas, is the Director of Lands and Surveys. What we have here is a certificate of occupancy and application
sorry,
for
we can't
lease.
hear you well. What you have is?
Pardon?
Sorry, we can't hear you well.
Yeah, what I have here in the file is the certificate of occupancy and an application for a lease.
Okay, so there are 4 properties.
Yeah. Upon that, the list was prepared.
Okay, well, we have the leases for all of them in the file. Yes. Because I have here a lease for 55.95 hectares to Alhaji Dr. Yaya Abdulaziz James Junkum Jammeh. Then I have another one for at least the plan for 246.82 hectares. And another one for 43.79 hectares. And another for 31.29 hectares.
Ma?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Kewas is the Director of Lands and Surveys. The one I have, one is 31.29 hectares.
Yes.
The other one is 222.56 hectares. And the other one, the third one is 55.95 hectares.
Yes, I have all those, but I also have, well, if you look at the, is it 31? 55.95.
Yeah.
Let me show you. 4 properties. There is one for 43.79 hectares as well. So this is a lot of land. It's about 4 kilometers square. Do you have the leases for that? Okay, you have one major lease.
The
What do
bigger
you have?
one is 222.56 hectares.
And it's a separate lease.
Yeah, it's a separate lease.
Okay.
We only have 3 files with us.
You have 3 files. Can you check
that's
whether
fine.
you have a 4th one? But we'll take your 3 files. One is Certainly we have one lease, the rest we don't have the leases, we'll have to check them. That's Silami, Kombo Central. There's a tributary of the river flowing through the land. Is that correct? A tribute, yes, a river.
In between the two.
Okay, in between the two properties.
Yes.
This is huge. Eh? All right, let's have your files, the 3 files. But Mr. Balde, the transfer you have given me does not mention any size.
It does not mention size.
Does not mention. So we are not even sure whether this family purported to have given the ex-president is what is reflected in the sketch plans. Did you talk to them?
No, we've not visited the place now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want something clarified, please. You have for Dasalame.
Yes,
that's what we are dealing with now.
Kombo Central, yes.
Yes. Now, on the list, we have 246.82 hectares.
Yes.
And that is said to be covered by lease number K376/2015. Why is that lease? Do you have that lease here?
We have only one lease. And that is yes, K376 of 2015. And the measurement,
K376,
yes.
And what's the area?
Is 246.82 hectares.
Very well.
That's the one we have. But we also have files from Director of Lands for properties.
In Dasalame?
Three other properties, yes, adjourning this first one. But we don't have the list number. But one of them is for 55.95 hectares. Definitely leased, but we need to get the lease number.
All right.
Adjourning. And then the other one is for 31.29 hectares. Also adjourning the first one. And the third one is for 222.56 hectares. So altogether you have 4 properties. Only one of them has a lease number. The other 3 have files at the Department of State for Lands, but we have to get the lease number for those properties. And we also only have one transfer of ownership of farmland, which does not indicate the measurements on the transfer itself. So item number 5 on the list is actually 4 properties in Daseland. Yes. Kombo Central.
4 properties.
4 properties.
Very well. Thank you.
We move to the 6th property on the list.
The 6th property we have here is Kuloro Village. The Alcalo, Bakari Jalang Sonko and his family gave a land to Baba Job measuring 17.40 hectares. It was witnessed by Nyonkolin Sedi, the Alcalo, and Mfansu Jumponte, and Sefu, the chief of the district, Mario Jaju and Tulai Jaju. This is also among the properties taken by Jame from Baba. We have the letters from these people together with the sketch plan, but we don't have any lease in the name of Yaya Jame.
Okay. Let's see what you have. Director of Lands, do you have a record of this property? It's just what we have is a transfer, customary transfer. How do you know it was taken by the ex-president from Mr. Baba Diop? There is no document.
Yeah, that, authority that we had before was in this particular, document.
It was attached to it.
It's attached to it.
Maybe
yes.
you should leave it attached,
But it was attached there, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how did it come to your attention?
Because we were taken there by the wife of, Baba Diop Tida.
Who's occupying the property?
It's an empty plot of land. There is no development.
All right, 7 property.
The 7th property is Dimbaya, Combo Central. We have a letter here from the Alcalo Burama Koli, elders and community of the village, who allocated the land to Yaya Jammeh in a letter dated 10th December 2009. It was signed by the Alcalo, Ibrahim Akoli and Abdullah Toure, and witnessed by Bakari Sani and Sirif Ajebor Jane, former chief of the district. It's only the letter, confirmation letter from these people that we have. We don't have any other document.
Let's have a look at the documents that you have. Was it the Alcalo who gave you this paper?
These papers were among the papers that we found in the box that we had here.
Have you visited the land, Mr. Jane?
We've not visited the land.
No,
Is that, there is a sketch plan?
Yes.
What about the plan that's projected? Mr. Jane?
Ma?
Yes, tell us about the plan that is projected.
This?
Is that the land?
Yeah, that's the land, ma.
Where did you get that plan? Because
it's in the file.
So, Mr.
file.
Balde, the document you gave me doesn't have a plan.
It is from a lease.
Why is it so dark?
Ma?
Why is it so dark?
Why do I sell it out?
Is it dark? It's dark.
I'm not hearing, ma. Why do I? Oh, it's so dark, exactly. It's because I scanned it from my...
What river is that? Is it River Gambia?
No, this is another tributary.
It's a tributary of the river?
Exactly, that's the one here.
And that road, is it the highway to...
that connected to the highway.
Brikama Basse Highway?
Ma?
What road is that?
This is the main road.
Brikama to Basse Highway?
No, Brikama to Dimbaya and to the Casamas border.
Brikama to? Dimbaya.
To Casamas Road.
Okay, that's Brikama, is it Tujiboro, the road to Jiboro?
This is from Brikama.
Yes.
By the way, it should be on the left-hand side. That means crossing to Casamas. Then this is the one that goes to Casamas.
Okay. Mr. Balde, where is that sketch plan?
I don't have the sketch.
You don't seem to have it. Mr. Jane, do you have it with you? A copy of the sketch plan?
Whether we have the sketch plan?
Yes.
Anyway, this is what we refer to as sketch plan because we've not been there.
That's what I'm saying. Where is the sketch plan?
I'm not hearing, ma.
Do you have the sketch plan? The sketch plan?
The sketch plan should be in the file.
Okay, you'll need to look for it. Mr. Balde, you need to look so we can attach it to the document. Okay. Mr. Sise from Lands Office, Director of Lands, do you have a file for this land? Property.
Director of Lands and Service. We have the sketch plan here. The one signed by the District Authority of Combo East.
So you have a file. Can you put on your mic? It's not on. It's on? Haruna, can you check whether this mic is on? Is it on?
The Director of Lands and Service. You have the sketch plan in the file, which is signed by the District Authority of Combo East during the time of the leasing.
So there is a file?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a lease? Was this property leased?
Yeah. According to the lease plan, the area is 23.71 hectares.
There's an application for a lease, but is there a lease?
There's an application for a lease and certificate of occupancy.
Okay, but it's not yet completed. Can we have the file, please? 23.71 hectares.
Yes, ma'am. The lease is not registered.
All right.
According to the file.
Can we have your file? We'll have it admitted. Okay, it's a laterite road leading to Casamas. Okay, thank you. The eighth property?
The eighth property is in Kubune, Combo Central. There is a letter from the Alcalo, the elders and community of the village, who allocated the land to Yajame in a letter dated 10 December 2009. It was signed by the Imam, the Alcalo, and Alaji Landing Kujabi, Siaka Jame, and Yaya Tamba. It was witnessed by Aissatou Jiba, youth leader, and Serif Ajay Jane, former chief of the district. Likewise, this one also we have only the confirmation letter. We don't have a sketch plan.
Okay. Director of Lands, do you have a file for this land?
Kebasi, Director of Lands and Service. We don't have a file for this with us now. Maybe it could be in the office.
Mr. Balde, the sketch plan. Where did you find the sketch plan? Mr. Jane has a plan of the property.
Yes, Mr. Jane, you've not been to the site. You have not been to the site yet. It's only a letter.
But you do have the name of the previous owners, is it? I think that's the wrong name, Ismail Asamu. That's the minister, isn't he? Mr. Jane, you have to check that again. I think there is a mistake.
Ma?
There must be a mistake as to the owner. Because what we have here are the Alcalo and elders of Kubune, and signed by Imam Mamadou. It's not clear, but you said Koli on your summary. There is no Sambu on this transfer.
He's showing the wrong.
No. This is not the one, ma'am.
This is Dasilami.
No, I in fact wanted to refer the commission to this area. Don't
Sorry?
mind.
Can you go to Kubune? Do you have a plan for this?
No, we don't have the plan for this one. For the one he's talking about, we don't have that
You
one.
don't have a plan for this land?
No, we don't have one.
Have you visited it, Mr. Balde?
No, ma, we've not visited it.
You have to visit it with the surveyor so that a plan can be drawn.
We will visit them after.
There is nothing mentioned about the size of the land on the document that you have given me. Who gave you this document?
This is also one of the documents that we found in the box we have here.
Have you visited the Alcalo of Kubune to find out?
No, ma.
The investigation on this is not complete then.
Yes, for this.
Okay, we will check this for now, but you have to complete the investigations of the land just like the previous one. You found it in the cases retrieved from the ex-president's vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is one of the documents of title. Very well. The next property and last?
The next property is Manluar Village, Combo Central. One Omar Mane and the Mane Kunda family gave a plot of land to Yaya Jammeh in 2012, measuring 51.40 square, it's 51.40 square meters.
Mr. Jane, you don't have a plan for this one?
No, ma'am.
No plan. We have the confirmation letter, the transfer of land ownership from the Mane Kunda family.
Again, this is one of those documents that you found?
Yes, ma'am.
You are yet to go there and investigate?
Yeah, we are yet to go there.
Director of Lands, do you have any record of this land?
There was the Director of Lands and Service. We don't have any.
From Ibrahim Amani and
this.
others. There's a transfer of land ownership from the Brikama Area Council.
We don't have a file for customary properties, especially when they are not leased.
Yes, I do know that, but he might have applied for a lease, and just like the other documents that you have produced or the files that you have produced.
I may still check the office to see whether it's available.
Yes.
Whether a file
Please do,
was
because this is since 2010. Mr. Chairman, those are the properties that the investigation have. You have two more properties that are not on our list.
Kebasi, Director of Lands and Service. We have a second file for.
So you have how many files of properties that are not on the list?
We dealt with one file before, and this is the second one.
For Busra, okay, you found the other.
Yeah, for Busra.
Okay, that is number one.
No.
Number one, can you go back to number one, please? Busra Village, Combo Central. You have a second property?
Yeah.
Yes, I assume.
This land measures 69.22 hectares.
Okay. Do you have a record of how the ex-president came by this land?
It was a customary land, and it was given to, he had a certificate of occupancy, and then he applied for a lease.
Does the certificate of occupancy indicate who the original owners were and who gave it to the ex-president?
It does not indicate the ones that gave him the land. No, there is no indication of who gave it.
Isn't he required? Isn't he required, if he's applying for land, customary land, isn't he required to produce proof of how he came by the land?
Actually, for customary land, if you acquire the property before 1994, you can have a direct certificate of occupancy. But if you acquire it after 1994, then you must get a transfer certificate, and then after completion of that, you apply for certificate of occupancy. After completing that, then you apply for a lease. But for this one, you just had a certificate of occupancy directly without getting the transfer. So in that case, we don't have any indication that who gave him the land, according to the file.
Okay. So from your record, it's the district authority that just issued a certificate of occupancy
Yes,
for him? Okay. We understand. Can we have the file? You were saying you had another land? Okay. Do you have another one? Okay. Go ahead.
Number 4, according to the list, Kebasi, Director of Lands and Service. This property is located in Sion.
File for the Signoni property.
Number 4.
Sion
Yes.
village.
Sion.
Yeah.
Number
The
4
total land
in
area is 40.45 hectares.
What is the measurement?
It's the same. In this case also there is no transfer of land from the owners to ex-president. They only obtain a certificate of occupancy signed by the district authority, and then upon that a lease was executed.
So this is a second plot in Sion, because we already have one, which measures 63.87 hectares. No, sorry. Yes, 63.87 hectares.
This one is 40.45 hectares. As per the number 4.
Sorry.
It is different from what you have.
No, it's the same, 40.45 hectares, sorry. This one is Sion. This one is also Sion. Okay, let's have the file. There are 2. So the file you have is for the one listed, 40.45. We have another one actually for 63.87 hectares. Okay, thank you. Where is Sion exactly? Combo Central. Okay, from Dimbaya, the same road from Dimbaya.
Exactly.
Okay. Can we have the file? Did they give you the file? Yes, this plan is the same as 40.45. Add it. So, Mr. Chairman, number 1 now has 2 properties. That is for Busura. And number 4 is 2 properties. So in addition to the 9 listed, we have 5 extra properties. Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted the title, documents of title, and in at least 2 cases, sketch plans of properties alleged to be owned by the ex-president in Combo East and Central. I'd also applied to have the list admitted for the 9 properties. But we will review the list or revise the lists and submit it to the Secretariat. I need a clean copy of the list.